Yo guys, welcome back. Okay, so we've moved into the shop. I think we're about 95% there. We still got a team handling the balance of the stuff at the other shop. But we're actually ready to start working for a change, and this is after a good few months. Just a quick update before we get onto this car here, right? We've actually made very good progress with regards to the metal work on the other cars. So I've showed you guys a couple of videos, just a couple of quick videos that I could get to. The red car is actually in for pulling, picture in the caption. Not in the caption, in the pub. The metal work is all done for that car. The car just needs to go for welding, and we can shape up and finalize that. So the flooring is done on that car. The Calypso car, we done with the one side. We made up the floor. I'll do a video on that car soon, but we've decided to finish up the right hand side of the vehicle. And then we've got to do the same thing basically, unfortunately, on the chassis leg of the left hand side of the car. So we far with that car. We're actually starting now on the two white ISs. One is the one that came in last year with a whole lot of Sika flex, if you guys remember. And then we found a whole lot of rust on that car. So we're starting with that vehicle there, and we continuing with the also another white IS that came in and that we found after sandblasting was totally mangled. So on the white IS that was totally mangled, the floor is done on that car already. Now it's all the other areas that we're going to get into, but it's very intricate areas. So we'll be doing a lot of videos on that, and we're moving over to that as well. From a resto point, we've got a lot of content coming in for you guys. We've got a few cars that's in already. They've been waiting basically for us to start with. So one of the cars is this guy here, which is the okay. Let me just mention the other guys quickly. It's the 325 IS, the HP2 car. The shadow line next to it. There's a white triple three. Unfortunately, I cannot give you numbers of the cars. I can just say it's the white triple three. We've got a henna red triple three. Finally, that we able to do, and another Aero Silver. So we are running through Aero Silvers like you can't believe it, but that's another ball game. We're gonna start on that later in the week. Back to this guy here, right? So this is basically a barn find that we found a while back, and we found it in late. I think it was late or early December, late November, early December, and we said that we only no, it was November actually. Sorry, and we said that we're actually gonna start with the car only now in January, right? But we are a bit late on it, and this is one of the vehicles that we are gonna take through to concourse this year. So we need to start now. We need to start prepping now. The only difference is that we are so used to getting in cars that are no, can't even say neglected. The cars are they basically dogs. So it's a very ugly way to explain the vehicles, but that's the reality of it. It's vehicles that we found they were neglected, either spun cars or rusted galore or found under a tree or found as a shell, and we had nothing to start with. However, with this car, we've got, I would say, 99% of the stuff easier, if not 100% of the stuff easier. No, 99% of the stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we'll be able to restore and reuse. There's also a lot of stuff that we'll have to change. But it's the first time that we're able to actually document the vehicle, work out a checklist before, and start the car and drive the car before we strip it down. So this is the exciting part about it, right? And this is what we're gonna start going through, and we're gonna utilize this content as much as we can. So what we're gonna do is let's start from the front of the car quickly. Firstly, this is a 325 IS. It is an HP2 car, right? So it's an upside down tag OEJ Van HP2 vehicle. This is the 155 kilowatt version of the ISS. You can see the kit is original. The front spoiler is original. The bonnet has got no filler. The padding is off. The bonnet has got no filler on it whatsoever. It's actually a clean bonnet, so we're looking forward to working on this car. But she is going to go through the blasting process because we want to do it properly. Your fenders, I see there was a prang or there was a fender bender on that fender, on the left hand side fender, which is fine. These cars are aged, they have been used. They have worked on the motor, and I think it's just they get it out on maintenance because I can see they've changed the viscous fan. I don't know what was going on there, but look at the battery tray, for example. This battery tray has never been done, and this is the condition that it's in. There's a lot of small bits on this vehicle that are here, and it's going to take us actually a while to go through it. So one of the small bits that I'm talking about is this clamp here, right? So even though the clamp is broken or the clip is broken, but you don't ever find this clip on the vehicles. It's actually hard to even get that clip. That's how in detail this guy is. Because these are the original window wiper nut covers on them. They're not aftermarket. BMW does not make they do make aftermarkets, but it's totally wrong. So there's a lot of stuff that we actually need to document, mark and tag, and put aside. So it's gonna need for myself, one of the senior technicians, to come down and do a strip down on this vehicle, because we've got a mark tag, put aside, actually do a lot of testing before we actually just choose to strip down. We've done the testing already. So I've driven the car actually from the old shop to the new shop as well. Look, it is a barn find car. The car is a bit rough, but it's fine. Having it being rough is okay. We can live with that. But it's actually exciting to start with a vehicle like this. Yeah. So if I come back around the side here, you can see the kit is basically original on the car. It's still original on the side here. There's a clip broken here. Something must have happened before. But if I can peep in here at the back here, I can just see that the clip is pulled out through the body, of which we will sort out there. But there's no Sikaflex, there's no double-sided tape around it. There's no Sikaflex or double-sided tape like we always see on the so-called restored cars or on the cars that have been rebuilt and stuff like that. Sunroof wise, I only picked up a little bit of rust on the lid, which is, look, it's common on these vehicles, right? But there's just a bit of rust that we'll attend to there. But I do believe that there isn't rust on this car. If there is, it'll be very minimal. So if you can have a look here, have a look at the interior. You can see the seats. Yes, they are tired. There's no doubt about that. But these are gonna get redone. But the car is complete. Everything, a lot of the stuff works in the car. I can't say everything works. A lot of the stuff works on the car. Sorry, I thought I put my mic off by mistake. A lot of stuff works, and we're still gonna do our checklist and just go through that, so it makes our life easier when we're busy with the wiring and stuff like that. But your door cards are still original door cards on the vehicle, and this is something that we'll be able to salvage. It does have a Tech 2 steering wheel on it, and we'll have that recovered. I think we'll go. I'm not too sure if we're gonna go with the Tech 2 or with the Tech 1 on it, right? You guys probably wondering if it's a EVO2 IS, why do I have a Style 5 540 wheel on it? It's because the guy did not come with original IS wheels. It came with another BMW wheel on it, but it wasn't an IS wheel. We managed to find a set of IS wheels, and I put that one side, and we left the 540s on, basically just to move the car around. On the boot area, you can see. So the EVO2 cars came with a different boot toolkit shield, right? And you can see it's got a pattern out in it. Unfortunately, the backboard has been changed. So they've cut, you can see there's 6x9 speaker covers in there, and it's something that we've got to tackle. But this year, I'm happy that we're able to salvage this year. Very seldomly do you find a car standing and you find tools in it. So you can see it's still got the original sponge. There's still globes in here. There is one or two items missing here, but we can work with this here, right? The boot area, we've got the carpets in here, and we've got the battery cover, which is still here. We've got that in the boot. There has been some acid leakage, so if you can just have a look here around, so we're gonna expect a little bit of rust here, but like I'm saying to you, the rust that we find, I think, is gonna be minimal. I don't think it's gonna be anything too heavy. With regards to the taillights, if you come up to the taillights here, right? Yes, it's second-hand lights, okay, but there's a lot of scratches here. But like this one here, for example, this is something that can actually be restored. So on this car, I'm going to concentrate on restoring a lot more as to just buying and replacing, right? Let's move over here to the side of the car quickly. You can see the kit. We carry on with the kit, and the kit is still basically original on the side here. And you can see the car hasn't been molested. Yes, it's had a fender bender here. Look here, I've pulled a piece of paint off, right? But there's no body filler under here, right? And this is what we want. No, it is a metal fender. So even though the EVO2s should not have come with any aluminium on it, besides for the control arms, this is a metal fender, and we are going to proceed with it. I just want to see the headlights quickly. What headlights do we have on this car? So we've got, unfortunately, they've changed over to depots. So this is something we've got to source a set of LRs for it and get rid of the scrap here because we do not want depots on it. The fog lamps, I'm just going to check if this is glass on here or plastic and then change respectively. Okay, guys, so anyway, let's get back to what we're going to do on the vehicle and how we're going to do it. So we're going to start off basically with the interior, do an interior strip down on it, mark, rack and tag, stack it, move over to the boot area, do the same thing there. Then we're going to move over to the engine bay and we're going to start stripping out the hanging parts. So mostly all the parts on the side. So your pipes, your adjusters. I would like to, we're going to see what we're going to do with this, if we're going to keep them or if we're going to buy the new ones. But we will, as we get closer to the time, we'll work on what we're going to do here. Your coils, your brackets, all of that will come out, right? Then we're going to leave your motor basically in place with a brake booster. Your drivetrain is going to be in place, your prop shaft, your gear lever, and your rear suspension is going to be in place. Why I'm saying that is because in a previous video I've explained to you guys about the jig and how we're going to work with them. So we're starting to have jigs made out, and basically it'll be for each car that's getting restored. So starting from that point there, here's the jig that's going to go under there. Basically motor, front suspension, motor, gearbox, rear suspension with its prop shaft. Put the car on the lift, loosen everything onto the jig with the wheels on there, and then from there lift the car back up. And when we put the car together, we're going to basically build on the jigs as well. So guys, there's a lot of content coming up. There's a lot of content coming up. I think you guys are going to enjoy the way we're going to try and do things. We are shuffling things around. We are working on the audio. We are trying to work on better content for you guys. So stick around. Let's see what happens in the rest of the video, and you guys let me know. We're going to break it down into different episodes. We have to because of the length of the episodes, but I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, guys, so we've started with the stripping out process. You guys seen in the clip, and this is basically how far we got to that. So the sunroof is the sunroof basically got stuck to a certain point here, of which we need to now physically come out and pull the cassette out. We managed to open it up to that point there, so that we could get the panel off. On that side, we're gonna start unplugging everything now. Then, in order for us to take this sheet off here, we need to pull the heater box out, and then we'll be able to pull this rubber off. But we want to try and preserve this rubber as far as possible because it is in quite good nick. The body on the car for now looks okay. You can see this body is a non-molested body, but we'll get to the driver's side shortly. The wiring is actually very nicely intact. There's been a couple of joints over the years and that, but nothing major. Not what we normally see on the car. So you can see they've repaired here, they've repaired there, but nothing concerning. So, and you can see there's a lot of original butts that's still in its place, right? And you guys could see when I was busy yesterday on the seat belt stalks and that the covers are still in place. Not all these seat belt covers were there, but there was one or two. The original mats were still under the car. You don't really find these boards on the floorboards. So, and then you'll see there's actually these covers here that you don't really find. Those normally break out at the bottom. It's the same thing like on this side here. They normally break out. Same thing like with the sponge and that on here. There's quite a bit still intact on this guy, so we need to preserve this guy as far as possible. You can see the mechanisms haven't really been touched. It's still got the original silicone on, the original plastic covers on it. But I have, sorry, I put my mic down. But I have started, while we were stripping, I started looking at the rust areas. So there is surface rust creeping in funny areas of the car. Right. The sunroof, okay, the lid is open now, but the sunroof started developing some rust on it. And then we've got the boot stripped out. So the boot looks like it's in decent shape. We're gonna pull the battery tray out now. But you see the old Sorry, let me just switch this water pump off here. So, if you look at the old battery acid, I'm just worried of where that is starting to creep in. If we're seeing it on top already, I'm sure that we're gonna find at the bottom. And then we are starting to see some rust spots like developing here, but I think we're catching it just in time. So before this guy even goes for blasting, we actually need to do a full cleanup of this vehicle, a wash down on it, and then take it down. But you can look at the spare wheel area. This is still original. This hasn't been knocked out. It hasn't been jacked in the wrong places and so on like that. There's developing over here, so there's gonna be repairs done here, but nothing. It's nothing serious, nothing major. But again, sandblasting will expose a lot of the hidden items. So I don't want to just start pulling out here now, right? We're gonna leave this mat in. I'm gonna pull the heater box. So first we're gonna start on the engine bay, then we'll pull the heater box out nicely, and then start pulling this mat out because we want to try and preserve it as far as possible. You can see the seals are still on here. I'll just take out this gutter bearings again nicely. They're still in good nick. They're still fresh. So we want to start taking that off properly, and then I'm gonna start pulling the kit off. So I could see from behind. You guys are not gonna be able to see. Let me go from that side. It should be lighter. If I could see from the panels at the back, I don't really see any body filler on the doors. Right? Sorry about that. My guys are all laughing at the back. Um, there's not much body filler, and I can see that the clips that they're using, there's no modifications on the clips. Let me see if I can get to this area. Right, okay, here's one. No, it's not even a mod. This is. So we are gonna have a lot of products to start playing around with. A lot of it's gonna be things are gonna be done differently again because it's not just a normal cleaning process. We've got, I think there's 200, no, there's 500 products from Sonex, right? That they've got in house, and we'll have access to that 500 products. So a lot of those products will be tested in house here first. I'll be able to do a lot of video tutorials with Sonex as well, and so on like that. So for now, let's get on with the stripping. What I'm gonna do is I've just done a fast forward strip down on the interior. I'm just gonna get liquids out, fluids out. We are freeing up a lift on that side there, and then we're gonna start stripping out on the engine bay and around that. Same way we done the others. Pull the headlights off, pull the kit off, and then we're ready to pull the car basically onto the lift and for motor to come out. Okay, so there's certain pipes that we want to keep in place, right? Especially this pipe here. We'll have it cleaned up. And I spoke to you about the Sonex products. I'm going to try and reserve these pipes and keep them intact. But like I'll show you, there's certain clamps here that we're not going to reuse. Because they are aftermarket clamps, so they can see they've been changed. Like this is one of the clamps. So we normally call this a zebra clamp. You'll see with the pattern on the clamp. That's an aftermarket clamp. We don't really want to keep that guy because it is not original. But like I told you, this pipe here, I want to try and preserve this pipe. So this plastic pipe that's here next to it as well, that's the overflow pipe. Right? Overflow slash breather pipe. Whichever way you want to look at it. That pipe I want to try and keep as well. So the water bottle, I think we're gonna keep. We're gonna change the water bottle, right? Because everything else is gonna be new. So if you look at the two clamps here quickly, this is what I wanna try and reserve. So I'm just gonna dump this over here, and then we're gonna box it, mark it, and tag it, and then pull it up. This pipe here, however, I wanna try and reserve, right? So I think, let me just disconnect on here. Okay, let me pull this pipe out, because what I'm gonna do is, okay, I'm gonna keep this pipe with this water pipe. I'll just mark it and take it now and then get it into its bay. The water bottle will get unclipped here now. Sifiso is basically gonna come here now and drain water. Let's pull off the airbox so we can unplug airbox here quickly. I'll take the water bottle when he is done. Let's unplug airbox. Let's unplug the idling valve. Right. See, there's a lot of things in place that this guy has, right? And okay, but there is one thing missing, like the small rubber that holds the idling valve. That's not sure. And having the car run on airflow before, with airflows, you always pick up issues. So we would have that would have been tempered with before, right? And the guys just don't put the rubbers back on and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna get the 10 quickly. I'm gonna get the 10 quickly just to take off the airbox. Let's take off the air pipe on there. So we've just got a 10 nut. It's a wide nut on here, right? And I see that one is missing on this side here. So I'm gonna take this guy off here, but it looks like it's a bit strapped. So I'm gonna use the open end to it. And I'll see that I'll actually have to change this nut, because this nut is strapped, and even if we electroplate it, it's not gonna look the way we want it to look. Let's take that out. This guy is loose here. There's a pipe that's missing there. So it's an air duct pipe that runs from the airbox to your headlight cover. That is missing there. Instead of me taking it off here, let me take it off by the throttle itself. So a lot of the guys will talk about a restoration, right? And they will say, okay, we are using a whole lot of new parts, and you go to BM and you go to the agents, or you start sourcing out and you buy whatever you can buy. It's all good and well, but in my eyes, and I won't say I stand corrected, so idling valve is out. So if you don't worry about putting fender covers on, because we are going to strip down to metal. So I was saying that a lot of the guys are saying, so that's how the airbox comes out, very simply. And you can see this airflow still looks nice and sealed. Right, so we want to try and preserve this and keep this. So a lot of the guys say that they are going to drain water from a place, so drain that pipe there at the bottom, then I can take out the water bottle pipes here. That they're going to the agents, or they're going to source a whole lot of new parts, and they're going to build a whole new car. That's all good and well, but it's exactly that. They're going to build a car. We're going to try and reserve and preserve parts, not reserve, preserve parts. We're going to try and restore parts. So whatever we can restore, it's not to save costs. It's more to keep the authenticity behind the vehicle, to say that was the original part that it came with 30 years ago that has been restored and not been replaced. So this is what what our end goal is, right? Okay, so while Sifiso is busy there, I'm gonna just start unplugging like your brake pipes. I see there is a auxiliary power cable, and I see another relay here. And okay, so this here will be a starter relay, right? This is what there's an issue with power running the old starter relays, and there's actually a quick fix to do besides for this year, and it's a proper fix to do. So this year we'll have to tap it out of the harness and basically run back under the dash, under the cubby hole area. I can go now and start unplugging this guy when I'm waiting there. So guys, this video is gonna be a little bit longer, remember, right? But our videos are gonna be more like this here from now on. Sophie, okay, you disconnected the battery, right? I just want to get the 13, and then we can disconnect the main power from the starter. Remember, we're not taking anything out on the exhaust side. For now, we're dropping everything down, right? So it's the first time that we're actually stripping out in this manner. Normally, you would want to strip everything out on the car that you can find now, and then pull motor out from the front and D and I, and nah. I think I want to try and move past that. It will be better to strip down this way, because then we can keep a lot of the parts together with the vehicles. Because remember, we are busy with a lot of vehicles as well, right? So let me get a socket in here. I don't know why I'm battling with a spinner. It's actually being a bit silly. You have the ratchet there, babe? Gray's got it that side. Okay, so I'm actually looking forward to the whole process with Sonex coming in, because they've actually got a lot of butts. While I'm waiting for that, I can actually take out the water pipe here. They've actually got a lot of butts for us to play around with, right? So they've got a lot of aluminium cleaners, chrome polishers, and stuff like that. And we've got a lot of good bumpers. They don't really need re-chroming. So, and they've got window glass polishers, right? So we know that we're battling with glass. We're trying to polish glass. Plastic is quite easy to get done, but glass is a little bit of a problem. So I'm happy, thank you. I'm happy to be playing, to start playing with that. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry guys, I had to take that call. So when I was talking to you about clamps now, right? This is what I was saying. This is an original BMW clamp. And you'll actually see there is a stamp on it, there is a part number on it. So these things here we want to try and preserve and keep. Yes, we can go and spend, I think 10-15 rand on clamps at the agents, but I don't think it's necessary to do so. Sometimes it is better and quicker to do it, but the colors that we're getting from the agents are also not the colors that we want to see on the cars, right? So I do prefer keeping them and restoring them. But like you'll find, I see quite a bit of clamps have been changed on this motor here. And we're gonna have to unfortunately buy, because we are running out of second-hand stock. So what I'm gonna do is here now, I'm pulling off these water pipes, and I see this is a good sign on this motor, right? You'll find a lot of the M20s, the water circulation system on the throttle has been bypassed, and seeing that this car has got all these pipes and all these things in place shows us that the car is and was kept as original as possible for a while. So meaning that the buy was good. Okay, so even like this pipe here, for example, you can see it's not a new pipe, because the new pipe has got some sort of white marking and lettering on it. It does feel a bit fresh to be 30 odd years old, but I can see some mainline cracks, but I would like to preserve this here as well. So all the stuff that we want to preserve and keep, we're going to be putting one side. Then we're not going to touch anything on this side here. We're basically going to disconnect TPS here at the bottom, right? And we're just going to actually, I don't even need to do that for now. I don't even need to do that for now. And I was actually silly. I should have left the airbox on, but we're not going to have enough space to drop. So airbox off, it's fine. Leave the throttle on. The idling valve I could have left on, but Sophie, leave these pipes here, right? Because that can stay on with the motor. It can come down with the motor. Just the first gas we might have to take down. Sifiso is taking off the radiator already. Let me just see where the ratchet is here. You got the ratchet there by you, Sifiso? The ratchet. Let me take the starter wire off. I'm not disconnecting the harness from the starter. Let me just see quickly. No, I can take it off there, right? I can leave it on here. Yeah, I can leave the starter wire on the side here, and we can take it off there. All right, we can take it off by the junction box. So let me take the socket off. So again, it's a little bit different as to stripping from the, yeah, keep this over here. As to stripping the car in general. I can take the harness off here, get the side cutter, pull that off. So again guys, like I'm telling you, this video is gonna be a little bit longer. But it's basically, I can't fast forward everything. I've also got to chat to you guys with regards to certain items. Right. So this is done here. Like this. And I'd like to preserve this harness. This harness looks very good besides for the starter relay side. I'd like to keep this harness looking the way it is and just try and repair what needs to be repaired. Because the original sleeves are still on here. And that's something that you don't really find. So what we're doing now is, there's a bracket that normally goes into the firewall that holds the harness, right? And you'll find that the C101 plug runs partially through there. Your power to the starter, which is this wire that Sofiso is taking out on that side. We'll have to take off on the pins here, on the terminal itself. Oh, okay. Just keep that cover that fell, right? So we're going to take off the starter wire. This is power to the fuse box here. And this should be a ground running on here. Not mistaken. No, it's also power. Also power. So there's all three powers running to the fuse box and starter respectively. So we pull off there. I need to try and get to this pipe at the bottom. So this clamp has been worked on before. This here is a, looks like a 5.5, not a 7. Let's see if I can get my screwdriver wedged near at the bottom. Okay, let me take this guy outside. So this is one of the brake pipes. There's a pipe missing here. There's a pipe missing here from the throttle, one of the air pipes. I don't remember taking that off now. And the car didn't rev up, it didn't suck in air. Yes, there's a pipe not there. Okay, so we'll check that out when I get to it. So what we're gonna do on this motor, right? You can see this pipe is actually ammunition to come out. And I don't have much leverage here to pull. Okay, there's it off. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna leave the injector rail connected there. Let me see. Let me just disconnect this TPS so I can see if I can get to this one water pipe clamp. Okay, I got it. See if I can just loosen it a bit. Then I will turn it there. Okay, so I'm able to turn it now. Pull it back a bit. Okay, test it out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go back and plug this DPS back in, right? Then we're gonna get to the pipe behind the head, of which I see it's facing upwards here. So that's gonna be a bit easier. And then we just need to get the water pipes off here by the heater box radiator. Okay, so I'm actually able to get to this guy from the top here. Right? Let's see. Okay, so the clamp is out. And this clamp actually looks, or this pipe looks like an original pipe. So you will know that it's gonna be rock hard to pull out. So I'm gonna loosen the clamp a little bit more here. Okay, there's it out. So it's just a little bit more water leaking out there, but it's fine. It's like the last couple of drops. Okay, so I just want to get these radiator pipes sorted out. Then the brake pipes, what we'll do with the brake pipes, when the motor is out, we will remove them. It'll be easier for us to work. And again, there's a lot of the brake pipes that I can actually try and preserve. I don't have to move over to the aluminum ones. Let's see quickly. So this one water pipe. You know what I'm gonna do to make life a little bit easier, right? I'm gonna leave the one water pipe in here. So the pipe is disconnected here, then it's coming here behind there. Let me just take it off him and then all the pipes stay on. Give me a long flat place. So it's just the angle of this pipe is a little bit crappy because the clamp is actually, the head of the clamp is actually facing the firewall. So I'm unable to just get the screwdriver fitting, to get the flathead fitting properly in there. Sorry guys, my phone doesn't stop. Sorry guys, I had to take the call quickly, and this is unfortunate of how things are here. I'll be working and I've got to take calls. I've got to still see two customers. Okay, so we've got the two water pipes that come to the radiator side. We've got that out. I'm actually gonna pull them out now, right? And I'm gonna keep this pipe. So we want to keep the shape here. The pipes look decent. We'll check underneath the clamp areas if there's any cracks, and we'll reuse that. So water pipes are all out. We've got to disconnect power steering pipes now. So we've got to change the tray at the bottom. Disconnect power steering pipes. What else is there? That's it, and aircon pipes. So if that's the case, let's take your accelerator cable out here quickly. See, this accelerator cable, this has been changed. You can, yeah, here's it, yeah, part coop. And this is an aftermarket one. You can see it's not fitting properly and stuff like that. So we'll get the accelerator cable out, get the aircon pipes out, get the power steering pipes out. I'm not going to keep you guys on video for that. What we're going to do is our next sequence will start now on the lift, where we start stripping the car down. Okay, so while Sophie's pulling out the aircon pipes, and he's gonna kill me for calling him Sophie on camera. Let's figure out these clips here quickly. And the IS have actually forgotten. Okay, so on the door, on the doors, right, you'll find a nut. This is actually the wrong nut. Okay, guys, apologies for that. I'm busy working and taking and stripping the kit off, and then I see that the camera doesn't actually stop recording. So I'll have to retweet on this area for you guys. So I'm gonna strip off the driver's side kit, but just so you guys know, we've managed to strip the left hand side kit out successfully. No clips broken. No clips broken. No kit pieces broken, and no damages to the panels as well. So I'm just getting my tools over here quickly, and let's start down. Okay, so I was still explaining to you now that this here is actually wrong. And yeah, there's normally a nut on the inside of the doors, right? This specific nut is the wrong nut to use. So I'm just gonna loosen this guy up here quickly. Using a plier, I'm being a bit lazy to go and get the tin on the other side. But I'm really not worried about this nut because I'm not gonna reuse it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first, right? Before I get to taking the panels out on top, the clips out. Okay, guys, so we got the car on the left quickly. Okay, so the car's on the left, and this is how the undercarriage looks basically. Uh, we're gonna start pulling out from your cross members, your cross members, your prop shaft center bearing. Where we are gonna start stripping from is your duff carrier nuts. That's on either side, and then on your duff casing, um, the petrol tank pipe between the tanks we'd have to take out, and then move forward to the center bearing. That will come out. So remember, the cross member is gonna come out. The gear links, we would have liked to have taken it out together with that. Then we're gonna move over to your front control arms, take them off by the bushes. Then your cross member bolts, made sure that the stabilizer bolts also loose. And yeah, then you should be ready to get down. Okay guys, so we've basically got the pipes out. The handbrake ratchet is loose, so the cables will slide out there. The pipes are out, the ABS plugs are all disconnected, and we've basically disconnected whatever else we need to at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start now, and we're going to start stripping out. I think let us start at the back first. Let's start stripping out the back quickly because the back is the lighter end. The prop is loose, the exhaust is loose already, and then we'll move to the front, strip that down, and then we'll lift up and just see if everything is free from the body. Okay, bring the bed there. Okay guys, so everything is loose. The back is loose, the front is loose. You've got one guy standing here just by the steering knuckle, one guy just guiding outside there, and then we're just gonna guide it onto the jig. Okay, we're ready to go up. You got movement here? Are you coming down here? Is the motor same? Remember this, we lifted the motor up quite a bit here, right? Is it loose? Okay. Just, no, stand, it's fine, it's fine. Just this one here, there's something wrong here. Something is not right here. This one is not moving at all. Check your one there. Let me go up a little bit. Maybe it's the spring. It's the spring really stretching. Okay, there's it coming off. Your side, Elton. Yeah. Okay. Coming right. If you saw you right there. Don't. How's your knuckle there? Is the knuckle moving?
It's moving slowly.
But is it moving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so wait, let me come. I'm gonna come one click down there. Okay. There. Okay. There's the knuckle. Okay.
Knuckle coming.
Okay, I'm gonna go up. Right? Okay, we're ready. Don't fight it, don't shake it. Okay, where's it okay? Or is it that cover? Do me a favor, take this cover off here quickly. We forgot about this cover.
And the brake is.
Okay. As if you saw, you didn't take off this brake line here. Yeah, it's not out. I'm gonna come one click down. Okay, give me 11 there. Oh, you're taking out the brake line there.
No,
Elton, get me a container just for the brake fluid. Close. Is the brake pipes you took out at the back, nice officer? Okay, so guys, we're just taking off the brake pipes here. The side is out, just the one side was holding, and at the back, we just want to loosen up there quickly. Here's 11 here. Here's 11. Yeah. You out there, boy? Okay, the brake pipe is out here also. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just moving up the pipes. See, Faisal? What else is there? Exhaust?
Yeah.
What about the exhaust?
This rubber is still holding.
See, Faisal, I asked you for the rubbers, man. Okay, guys, sorry about that. We forgot the brake pipe. We forgot the brake pipe at the back. And okay, so we lose. The side is loose. The side brake pipe is loose here. Okay, I'm going up. Guys, we're all talking as one, right? I'm going up. Okay, see if it's okay. Can you check underneath at the back if anything is. Sorry? Sorry? Where is it holding? It's holding on the front side, if it's up. Okay, so let me come back down again. And then you're gonna wiggle it out, right? Yeah, I'm coming down. Delta. What's up? Okay. You're out. Up. Okay, going up. So coming down. Okay, you'll have to play with it in the future. Okay, you're out. Okay, up. Elton. Check it. What's wrong? Reverse light switch. What? Where? No, it was the reverse light. The reverse light plug was there still in. I think it looks like we clear. What's at the back there? And there's that. Okay, so we're all up. Okay, Elton, just check the front here for me. Okay, we clear? Clear? Should have seen that coming. Leave it on, leave it on. I think we're clear from there. Okay? Clear? Just watch that bracket there on your side, see if it's by the strut, by the spring in the front. It mustn't hook onto the bracket on the body. See if it's up. Yeah. Okay, you clear from there. I need to communicate, you need to talk to me. Okay, we clear? Okay, up. What's that? What cable? Eh? Yeah, out. The side is all out. What cable is this here? This is broken off, yeah. ABS cable. Just leave the springs, take the springs out with the rubbers. Right? Take the springs out that side. Leave it in place here. Right? And take the springs out for me that side there. What's wrong? See if it's a cut that cable.
Let
Give me a second. See if it's a
what you cut?
out. Okay, come out of there. Come out of there. Okay, out. Loose. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. Okay, guys. So here you can see, guys, up, and this is the whole idea behind it. Is that we were able to take motor out, so we had to lift the motor up a little bit, right? Because otherwise, there's nothing. Normally, you'll have your chassis legs. Normally, you'll have your chassis legs supporting the cross member and holding the motor up. In this case, the chassis legs are out of the equation, so the motor would have just dropped to the bottom. The same thing with the duff, that you would have had your suspension holding up on top. Sorry, your duff carrier holding at the back, and then your duff casing holding up on top. So we've managed to basically strip it out, get it all intact. The only thing that I would have wanted to come out with the vehicle was the gear lever. So the gear lever linkage, the guy still left intact here, and that's gonna have to come down, but I would have liked to have taken it out. The only issue I can foresee is that there's a stud running from here into there, so to drop this guy out without moving it forward would have been a little bit of an issue. The petrol tank, okay, we've taken out now, but we actually managed to take everything out with the tank in place. So this is now your whole undercarriage out. So again, the idea is being able to build the car on the floor, and then from here install it. It is a bit tricky. Lining everything up is a bit harder, but I do find that it is much better here. You can see here we're busy with one of the 333s now. And if you guys remember, for Concourse, we actually put the one jig together fast, just to showcase. But the suspension didn't belong to that jig, and the motor belonged to another 333. So this is actually going for one of the arrows here, and we're doing the same thing now. We're starting to populate everything basically back onto it, but this jig is a little bit longer, so we're gonna have an issue with the Propshaft side. But our plan is now to get everything sorted out. The calipers I'm still busy with, but your handbrake cables are in place, your piping is all going to be in place, so all we'll have to do is just join up on the body section. We'll get your ABS sensors in if we're running ABS on this car. I'll just double check if that is the case. Your what's that sensor called? The brake pad sensor will be in its place. The brake pipes will be coming out of there. Your links will be in its place. Your exhaust, your full exhaust will be on the car already. So by the time it goes into the car, it is done as far possible as we can. Okay, having said that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. There is going to be some good content coming up. And yeah, cheers guys.